I'm Caroline.
And I'm Olivia.
And we are your Totally Teenage Twins. And you're watching Squared. You're watching Disney Channel. Oh jeez, okay. Welcome back this week. So for those of you guys who are new to Squared or to seeing our faces, I am Caroline.
And I'm Olivia, and we post here on Squared
every single Thursday. So for today's video, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. So on our personal channel, Totally Teenage Twins, when we first started high school, we did a video talking about like our first week of high school and our experiences and our opinions.
what to expect and everything.
So now we're coming on, well when we're filming this, we're coming on our last week of high school, and when you guys see this, we will be completely done with high school and school, and we're just going to talk a little bit more about our opinions, you know, kind of on the other side of our freshman year in high school, and what we think about it.
So before we get into the video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up and click that subscribe button down below. Let's get started. So I have to say my number one first thing, and I know it's so annoying because every single parent tells you this and every counselor, but the grades, it's a big deal, like just grades in general, I feel like. And I feel like, again, people think, oh, freshman year, you know, your GPA, it's all like every quarter for every class.
Like there's no going back.
Yeah, that's one thing. And you like when I think, oh, your teachers would never offer extra credit if they never said they would. But if you say, hey, is there maybe a way that I could retake this? I have maybe like an 87 or I want an A, or I have a 65 and I want a B. They actually might say yes. And again, just all the effort you put in. And then again, if your teacher does say yes, make sure you go home and study and you get a better grade on that retake or whatever, because then they might be lenient to let you do it in the future. And I also feel like, I don't know if this is grades, but staying after school, sometimes like, oh, that's a little awkward, but it really helps out in the long run. And I mean, it's like an hour and then you'll get a great grade on the test. So that's what I do for math sometimes. So I go the day before the test and just, you know, study the study guide, and it helps a lot.
Yeah, teachers are definitely more willing for retakes, and I don't know if that's because, like, I mean, of course, they don't want to turn in bad grades, so their boss or the principal have, you know, other schools like just say same thing with like standardized testing, SOLs in Virginia. Also, I feel like it's more bragging rights, but at the end of the day, if you have an F on a test and a lot of other students are bad in class, teachers will probably want the whole class to retake it. They might even like have a designated time in class just so they don't, you know, have to have those bad grades, or they do care about the students, they wouldn't want them to have those grades. Another thing I have noticed about grades is I think with a lot of things, it's like this, but I think now like as in high school and like elementary school versus middle school, like in elementary school I don't think we never really had the grade system. We moved around a lot, but it was pretty just like, I don't even know like how we did grades really when I think about it. But it is much harder to stay in the A to B range than it is to the B to C range. It's so, it takes,
so fast.
like if you're good at school, I think school has always been kind of somewhat easy to Olivia and I, you know, if you do the work, you study, not super challenging. But I would always say like
it's challenging in high school, folks.
A's are like, they give you a little more run for your money, and definitely like your grade can drop from like an A to a B a lot quicker than it can from a B to a C. You know, and C's an average kid, but definitely, you know, B plus are a lot closer than A's than they sound like, because it's so hard, you know, it's just so quick for them to drop. It takes a lot of work to pick them back up.
Secondly, something that's a little bit more fun is school spirit. To be honest, I don't think our school has a lot of school spirit.
No.
I think we all would agree. I was quite frankly shocked.
I know.
Homecoming was fun. Like the homecoming week, I think people dressed up. But we had prom spirit week. I didn't even dress up. It was
the pep rally wasn't that exciting, and there just wasn't like a lot of like homecoming traditions.
So yeah, so if they do have a spirit week, try. I know you think, oh, just one person, but if your whole group gets dressed up, it does help, because then I don't know, people start to do it more, and that's kind of something again that's hard to fix just one student. But if you join SCA or something, just try to get yourself involved too, because it helps and it just makes it a little bit more fun.
School spirit is only as good as you're gonna make it to be, especially like, you know, those of you guys who watch Brooklyn and Bailey, because you know they started this channel. Brooklyn and Bailey, especially like living in Texas, and I feel like
their
homecoming is huge in the South and the Midwest, and they like really go all out for school spirit, and our school just lacks a lot of that. I was really excited for that in high school, and didn't have that a lot. You know, definitely in movies I think high school can be a lot more glamorized than it is, but I guess school spirit isn't for every high school. Another thing is teachers are so lenient about phones and snacks, which is hard.
Out of my class, no snacks.
Like all my teachers are pretty like, some teachers came like right out the gates with, oh, you can have your phones, you can have snacks, and some teachers are like, no phones, no snacks. But a lot of my teachers are kind of like, if they see it as a problem, then they're
not going to say something. But if they call on you and you answer the question,
it's only a problem if you make it a problem. But I would say like phones are hard, because like your phone's with you right then, and like a lot of times in middle school I completely powered my phone off. But now everyone has their phone. It's pretty common, and so especially like teachers now, I've noticed a lot in high school. In elementary school, you had a teacher for the whole day. They would teach like 4 different subjects, so you went like bell to bell, and like you had lunch and recess and art and everything. But now teachers will have like a 30-minute chunk of time.
We have like 20 minutes to get into class, and they just like go back to their desk and sit down.
Teachers just like staple their test packets together and everything. and like so you have a lot of time on your phone then too. And
there's a big difference in high school and middle school, because this is not really like an advice video, it's more of a reflection. So yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely say like it's sometimes, you know, it's harder to get work done on the free time because if you have your phone out, you know, I'm talking, so I would say like teachers are really lenient about phones, and it seems like you have just a lot of extra like time just kind of just to like dilly-dally around.
And that is true, that extra time, if you have like something, I don't know, if you have lots of sports, multitasking, you can get stuff done if you want. Like you can knock out a worksheet.
It depends on how loud your class is or if the teacher has something to do, but a lot of times it's just like you think class is gonna start, or like every like 10 minutes they come and give you something to do, but it's just a really quick thing. You know, I would say a lot class sizes are bigger, so when teachers are having to do something and it's a one student at a time, you'll spend 30 minutes and you'll only talk to the teacher for 1 minute, but it just takes so long when you have to get through every student, especially in the beginning or middle of the years when it comes to grades and stuff like that.
And another big thing like I've learned about high school is just like the whole staircase thing. Like you really have to have like a route. I know it sounds so corny, like who are we? But if you want to go to the bathroom and like, I don't know, get water and everything and get to your class on time. At our school, we all carry backpacks because the lockers are just too far away and you don't have time to go to your locker.
It's nice having all your stuff with you though. Like you can just put lots of stuff in
if we had like a map, you're like, oh, I never see the secret staircase until you're like a junior. But I saw the secret staircase like my first day because I like looked at the map and saw which staircase was closest.
Get out a map, no matter
so,
how
like,
dorky you look.
It will only be for the first week, and I literally thought I'd never figure out the school. It is so confusing. I mean, it feels so easy now, but it was like so massive, and they like have names of streets, and I was so confused. But you will learn. Like you're like, oh, I won't learn. You will learn.
Definitely, like when class change is going and everyone's going different directions, I feel like you forget to use your common sense. You're like, oh, I gotta go to class. Let's just keep walking. And they're like, oh,
no,
like,
you gotta go around
like,
people.
No, you should just like stop where you are, get out your map, look at it, and instead of just trying to like go with the flow and get to the next class. Like some people just start walking, like, oh, I'll find it eventually, but then they kind of just start taking lefts and rights, like, oh, this should be it, and then like they never like really just like compose themselves and figure out where they were going because they were so freaked out they never get there on time.
And also like another little like weird thing is at our school, if you're tardy, you have to go to your like the secretary of your administrator or whatever. It's like for alphabet or something, and it's just weird because like I've never been tardy, but if you're tardy, the teachers kind of like get mad and they shut the door.
Yeah.
But if you're a freshman, you don't know where to go. You don't know how to, especially with your first week, or like your second or even third week.
Never understand.
Like you never understand. And it's so funny because they get kind of mad, and then like you don't know where to go, and it's so funny.
And they'll like try to talk to you through the door like you're like a gun or something on you, like they can't let you in the class, and I'm saying you're like, okay. Teachers need to chill out sometimes, especially in high school. Teachers get so like, just like, woo, just like going with it. Teachers let some teachers let students do anything they want in high school. I'm just sitting here like, that student has been gone for 30 minutes. What is going on with this? Dress code is so lacking at our school. Like some teachers won't force it, but then in the yearbook there was like 4 people with crop tops and big photos and I'm at what good students they were. I'm like, they're not even following the dress code. Why are they on here?
Yeah, but then if it happens to you, so I always bring a backup outfit anyway because I mean I don't know, like if I feel
like a jacket or something.
Well, yeah. Or if I feel like the romper's too short, then if I make a dress code for my romper, then I just still bring like jeans and a shirt. Because it's not worth.
Yeah, some things are worth risking, but really, if you really have a bad feeling, you should just change.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. This was definitely a little bit of
reflection. Just stuff we learned that we didn't think that would stuff that was interesting to learn.
Yeah, so if you guys like to hear us talk about this, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up, and if you didn't, well, that's okay too. You don't dislike it or anything. For those of you guys who are new here on Squared, if you guys can click over here, you guys can see yesterday's video. And if you guys want to see every other video we make here on this channel every single Thursday, you guys can click right up here. And most importantly, don't forget to subscribe over here to Squared so you can see a new set of twins every single day of the week, and they are all girls right now. Yay!
See you next time!